Alright, here we go with the first recap. So like it says at the top of all three files, I'm going to start at 60 beats per minute every day and just play the progression correctly one time and then move up 5 beats per minute. The big mistake people continue to make is they will play the same thing like 5, 10 plus times before they increase the speed. You don't want to do that. There are appropriate times when repeating something many times is good, but we're going to wait until that's necessary. Right now, not necessary. So every day, no matter how fast you got, you start at 60. Getting good practice with starting at slow speed where you have to focus a lot more. Lots of focus on staying in time with everything. It's very beneficial for going faster and faster, because when you're able to focus on the slow, you can handle the faster a lot better. Remember to aim for a split second after the click, so this way you stay nice and laid back. Anytime a mistake is made, and mistakes will be made, it's part of the process, start over again. Same speed, so let's say you're at 120 and you keep goofing something up. So don't start over at 60. Stay at the 120, but just like say for whatever reason, the mistakes keep happening when you go to the third bar. So instead of continuing on, you want to stop when the mistake happens and then get back to the start. So this way you're emphasizing playing it right. Some people think that there is benefit to continuing on when a mistake is made, but that just makes it okay to make mistakes, so we don't want to do that. The only time practicing like that is good is if you're doing like a band practice type of thing, or you're trying to memorize a song, something where you need to know the song well enough that you can start and stop anywhere within the song. So like if you're doing, again, a band practice type thing, let's say a minute and a half in the song you make a mistake, you don't have the entire band start over again. You have to be able to keep going. That's an exception to the start over thing. So for what we're doing, because these are really short things, when a mistake happens, just start again. So this way you continue to reinforce playing it right. Now when it feels and sounds like what you played is good enough to be on recording, that's when you go up 5 beats per minute. Okay? So there's going to be some string noise stuff that happens. That's part of playing with distortion. But remember to keep shifting the chords, and like that slide thing that you worked on the past week. So just keep the nice smooth sound, and I'm going to demo these at some different speeds so you have comparison of what you're doing to what I'm doing, just to make sure it's all going well. And here we go. Number 1, 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 4. Go. Number 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you can go faster than that, definitely do so. 60 beats per minute for number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 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 3, 4. Done. So we talked about muting here yesterday. So when you go up to that C5, you're still unable to get your thumb over the top. Make sure your index finger is up underneath that low E string, so this way you don't hear that E ringing out. That's the sound we don't want. That's the sound we want. So it doesn't take a lot of pressure. You want to make sure it's underneath the string, not on top of it. Alright, 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, number 3. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. 60. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so practicing your scales, memorizing one at a time. So basically, after you're able to go up and down that C major scale, then you start going up the D Dorian. When you can do that from memory, then you add in the third, the E Phrygian shape. When you now do all three of those from memory, then you add in the open position E Phrygian. So yeah, just add one at a time. Big mistake. Sorry. Phlegmy today, apparently. Big mistake people make is they try and do too many scales at once. So they add a scale before they should. So you definitely want to have some confidence in the scale you're doing before you add the next one on. So using that backing track that I sent you yesterday, and you can look up just A minor backing tracks to find all kinds of stuff. Or you could also look up C major backing tracks, which is the same key, but the C major backing tracks are going to sound much happier. The A minor one's going to sound much more sad. So you can take any of those modes that are listed in that sheet of all the scales. So you can look up a D Dorian backing track, and all your scales will work there. You can look up an E Phrygian backing track, all the scales are going to work there. So looking up various things can be helpful finding stuff that you have a connection with, because there's going to be plenty of backing tracks out there that are in a key that you know, but you're just not feeling the backing track. Sometimes you're like, yeah, I can play some notes on it, but I'm not having fun with it. So you want to make sure you have a backing track you like, and then you play on top of that. But yeah, I like this one here because it's pretty simple to play on top of. So so any of the scales will work, and I recommend go slow at first. Try and stay within one shape while you're learning it. You don't have to like change notes every single time that you pick. Sometimes it sounds good to play the same note again and again. And then yeah, any of the shapes work. So that was just staying in that C Ionian shape. I messed with the, I don't remember what I messed with yesterday. You got the Aeolian shape. G Mixolydian shape. As far as like doing vibrato stuff, like some people do that weird thing where they're like moving their whole arm. I can't do that. I just do little jiggles there, just like kind of pulling the string down just a little bit. Sometimes I'll have my arm help out where I'm kind of pulling everything down this way. If you start practicing vibrato that way, it's good. So you just hit a note, just get tiny little bends, tiny little bends. That works on the E through B strings. You can't do that on the high E because you'll pull the string off the fretboard. So if you do a vibrato on the high E, you can do this thing where you like shift your hand left to right, or you'd have to bend tiny little bends upwards. So yeah, adding vibrato, adding the little slides is a good way to make the improv more interesting. Now we'll get to doing hammer-ons, pull-off slides eventually, but we got a lot of ground to cover. So if you already know about doing slides and hammer-ons, pull-offs, certainly throw those in. Biggest thing is to have as much fun as you can with these things. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you again in 2 weeks.